Okay, you ready?
This Sunday, Kane, when you become...
It's the big red machine! Kane is here!
...the WWF champion.
Tombstone pile driver!
This, Kane, is your destiny! No man can stop destiny.
Team champions! Do I have anything to say?
You set people on fire a couple times, but you're gonna love them. Hey!
What?
Kane is one of the most terrifying and iconic characters in WWE history. From his fiery debut in 1997,
That's gotta be Kane!
Undertaker's eyes saying, I know you, you're my brother, you're Kane, without ever saying a word, and everything together made that possibly the best debut of all time.
to his countless reinventions, he had all the tools to be the #1 villain in the WWE. But despite his incredible presence, Kane never fully reached the spot as the top bad guy in the company. So what exactly stopped Kane from being WWE's ultimate monster heel? Let's break it down. The perfect debut. Kane's introduction at Bad Blood 1997 is still one of the greatest debuts of all time. Ripping the cell door off the Hell in the Cell and confronting The Undertaker, he instantly became a star. With Paul Bearer by his side, a tragic backstory, an incredible costume, and a look straight out of a horror movie.
He was a living, breathing monster that people were genuinely a little afraid of.
Kane felt unstoppable. WWE positioned him as the monster heel who could finally match The Undertaker, and from the very beginning, his story was tied to his brother, meaning that his ceiling was already limited.
In some ways, Kane was either mocking or paying tribute to his brother, The Undertaker, by doing the same stuff that he did. And you know, we designed that all on purpose. But yeah, I didn't have to invent anything. I could, it was kind of ready-made already.
Kane was never booked as his own top villain. Instead, he was always in The Undertaker's shadow. Lack of long-term booking. WWE knew that Kane could be scary. They knew that he could be the big red machine, the all-dominant, powerful villain to come into any match. But they rarely ever committed to him as the centerpiece heel. His first reign as WWE champion in 1998, it lasted for only one day when he beat Austin at the King of the Ring.
Undertaker takes a swing, hits Austin. Austin gets cut, first blood, Kane's champion.
Only to lose the title the very next night.
Picks Austin up and throws him right down on that metal railing. That's right. He's a true champion, Kane is.
That decision, it basically summed up Kane's entire career. He was always close to the top, but never trusted as the man to carry the company. Unlike villains like Triple H or even Randy Orton, who would come years later, Kane was used as a short-term threat, not the main attraction. There was never really a lot of thought that went into his rivalries other than his rivalry with his brother. Everything else just felt like it was last minute. Character changes and some comedy booking. Another reason why Kane never became the #1 heel was because of how often WWE changed his character. In one era, he was a silent monster. In another, he was unmasked and cutting long promos but still looking pretty evil.
But no more. Tonight, I will once again feast on fear and suffering.
Then, sometimes he was terrifying, and sometimes he was used for comedy skits with RVD, Daniel Bryan, and even doing the Kane Rooney with The Rock.
Now wait a second, Booker. These people didn't come here tonight just to see the Spinneroonie. The machine can do it. There it is!
I mean, do we really have to talk about the time when this versatility, it kept him on TV? It also diluted his aura as an unstoppable villain. A true top bad guy needs some consistency, and that's something that Kane rarely ever had. I mean, if we take a look at The Undertaker compared to Kane, The Undertaker was the dead man, the phenom, the evil guy throughout his entire career. He never quite ever leaned into the comedy stuff, but for some reason, the WWE did that with Kane, and it ended up ruining his push or ruining his chances of becoming the top villain in the company. The Undertaker factor. Kane's biggest rival throughout his career was also his biggest obstacle. It was The Undertaker. Fans saw Kane as the little brother, and more often than not, he lost their major battles. At WrestleMania 14 and WrestleMania 20, Kane was defeated by The Undertaker in decisive fashion. Every time WWE needed to make The Undertaker look strong, Kane was always the one sacrificed. While their story was legendary, it ensured Kane was never positioned above his brother as the ultimate heel in the company. Other heels took the spotlight. During Kane's prime years, the WWE had plenty of other villains to push. In the Attitude Era, Vince McMahon was actually the #1 heel, followed closely by Triple H. In the Ruthless Aggression Era, you had guys like Edge, JBL, Randy Orton, and Triple H, who were actually carrying the torch. Kane was always seen as a supporting act, an important thread, but never the guy. He was the guy who you could beat along the way to beating the real top guy. And timing, it just worked against him because WWE always had another heel that they were more interested in pushing long term. Take a look at JBL. Take a look at Edge, the rated R superstar. They were the top heels at the time. And then you also have Triple H and Randy Orton. So there was not a lot of place for the Big Red Machine. A reliable role player, but not the star. Ultimately, Kane's role in WWE wasn't to be the top villain forever. It was to be the consistent monster who could elevate others. He was the guy you would put against the new babyface in order to test him. He was always credible, always respected, and always useful in the company. But in WWE's eyes, he was never the franchise heel who could carry the brand forward. That doesn't mean that Kane failed. His longevity, reinventions, and legendary moments prove that he was one of the most valuable players in WWE history, whether he was the top guy or not.
Where they needed him to go, he was able to go and make it work exceptionally well.
If I was to start a wrestling company, my first guy, I would pick Kane. 1, he can work with anybody. 2, he knows exactly what his gimmick is. He knows what his gimmick isn't. 3, he's going to do business.
So what exactly stopped Kane from becoming WWE's #1 bad guy? Well, it's a mixture of a few factors. His character always being tied to The Undertaker, WWE's lack of commitment to him as the champion, constant reinventions, and other heels taking the spotlight. Still, Kane's legacy is undeniable. He may not have been the top villain, but he was one of the most reliable, respected, and feared wrestlers that WWE has ever seen. So the big question is, do you think that Kane should have had a longer run as WWE's top villain? Do you think that the one thing that really killed his push was losing the title in one day? And also, are you regretting the fact that the WWE didn't push him to the top? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And also remember to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for more WWE content like this. And guys, if you have a topic that you want us to hit, let us know in the comments below. And guys, I will catch you on the next one.